Welcome back to another edition of Vikings Film Room, brought to you by the Vikings Entertainment Network. I'm your host, Pete Bercich. Now, if I told you that these Kansas City Chiefs got 407 yards of offense Sunday night against the Jets, you wouldn't be surprised. But then if I said they got more yards on the ground than they did through the air, I think that would surprise you. Let's face it, the Chiefs are who we thought they were, but then again, they're kind of not. Let's dive into the film and see what these Chiefs are all about. So the thing that makes this Chiefs team a little bit different is this guy, Isaiah Pacheco. Their running game, it's outstanding. You're going to see this is a key third and short situation against the New York Jets. First thing you notice is this. They've got an extra tackle over here, so it's a tackle overplay, but it's what that goes on after it that's so interesting, right? First of all, they're going to pull a guard out this way. Pretty simple play, but it's how they combine it with everything that's going on around them. Then you get this jet motion sweep, this jet motion look. What that does is these two defenders are not looking at the right thing. You got to take your eye off the ball. There's always something going on that's going to pull you away from the play. And in this case, both of these defenders are tied into this jet sweep. And what they fail to see is what they need to see, and that's this guard pull. This is just a simple off tackle play. But because they ran themselves so far out of the lane, it allows the guard to get up onto the safety. And then Pacheco has the speed to take this thing to the house. So another thing you'll notice about this Kansas City running game is just they always have something going on. Right? It's very reminiscent of the old West Coast offense when they want you to look somewhere, but they're going to do something the other way. In this case, you see Pacheco in the sidecar. You get the tight end motioning back into the box, gets these guys looking at the motion, wondering what's going on. But they're going to it's a simple play. They're going to block down on the front side, pull this guard and kick out. Now, the Jets don't do themselves a favor by sending this defensive lineman underneath. But what happens after this is what's important. Right here, this defensive lineman has to make a decision whether or not I go outside and contain on this guard or I come underneath and spill. The problem is this linebacker also has to know what's going on. So if he's going to spill this, then this guy is way out of position, way too far this way. He has to be in a spot where he can get over the top of this tackle. So they have this play blocked up beautifully on the front side. But look at this, though, the speed of Pacheco. There's the block. He can add yards to runs that aren't designed perfectly. So he's seen a bit of the counter game. The other thing they do very well is outside runs, and they can get outside, and it's thanks to the athleticism of their offensive line. But again, watch how they set this play up. You send Travis Kelce in motion. Look at all the defenders that are having to move to get outside. But the athleticism of the linemen, look at this, offensive tackle, offensive guard, center, all the way 10 yards down the field. They build a wall for Pacheco. They turn guys loose at the line of scrimmage sometimes to get to the outside quickly and give this guy a running lane. But there is a hat for hat across the board. And look at that, two guys missing the tackle. The one guy that gets there, he's got to make the play, so Pacheco can break some tackles too. Another great example of the outside run. Again, always something moving, always something going on for everybody to look at. In this case, they're sending the tight end in motion. Now, let's look at this nose tackle for a second. All game long, he's been getting down blocked by the guard, out blocked by the center. All that stuff has been going on. Things have been flying around, and then they do this. So this tight end goes in motion. It's Kelce all the way across. The snap of the ball, both linemen go outside. No one even touched him. They just left him unblocked. That's what they do. But look at, again, the athleticism, tackle, guard, center, all down the field, all trying to build a wall. They have a hat on the outside. There you go. There's your extra defender right there on block. Now, this guy makes a great play, hustling this play down from behind, but still, you're getting this ball way downfield, a well-designed, executed running game. Now, here's the offense that we're all familiar with. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Yeah, they can still do what they do. And I think this is a perfect example of what we, as fans, have seen out of these two for quite some time. Kelce's here at the bottom, and as Mahomes gets to the top of his drop, right? The old West Coast offense, 1, 2, 3, scramble 3. Nobody is open, right? Wide receivers covered. You got tight end Kelce, he's covered. There is nobody open right here. So what does Mahomes do? Pull it down and scramble. But Kelce knows exactly what to do once that happens. As Mahomes starts to get himself down the field, this linebacker takes his vision off of his target, and goes to Mahomes, allows Kelce. Look at this. He's wide open. He wasn't wide open a fraction of a second ago, but by Mahomes pulling that thing down and moving a little bit, look what he's done. He's opened up Kelce. When they're on the same page like that, it is very, very difficult to defend. So another thing you're going to see is Kelce just outside. They flex him a lot. They put him all over the place, but he's there for a reason. In this case, the Chiefs line him up on the outside, and they're motioning him in to this stack formation. And once you have a stack formation, you've got three receivers that are in pretty close contact with each other, and they can do a lot of things out of that. In this case, they're running just a star route. They're flooding a zone. They're trying to get three receivers to one side of the field, and they do it very well. But Kelce's the guy that's coming up. What they're doing, clear route, they're trying to get this corner to bail, and that opens up this section of the field right here. Kelce knows where this is going, so does this guy, because that linebacker has no chance of undercutting this route. Ball is delivered perfectly. Corner comes off late. Kelce's there for the first down. These guys are great when they're on the same page. So this is where the Chiefs are so creative on offense. You're getting really the same look that you had just to play a go, right? Kelce on the outside, he's walking in, there's a receiver, there's a running back, but they're just a little bit wider than normal. So, what are these guys expecting? 3-out strong passing game. What do they get? Something completely different. It's the whip screen on the outside. Now they've got a tight end versus a DB. That's what they want. They want that missed tackle, and they want to move the chains. All right, so we've seen these two when they operate on the same page, but sometimes that doesn't happen. Again, notice the formation. Everybody's lined up for a reason. You have three receivers to the top of your screen. This guy is almost all the way to the numbers. He's almost all the way to the sideline. Why? They're trying to open up. And by formation alone, look how they've opened up the middle of the field. Now they think they can get this tight end one-on-one with this linebacker. That's a matchup Kelce's going to win. But sometimes they're not on the same page, as we saw right there. Mahomes thought he was getting the snag route, meaning you stutter and you go, and he's trying to get, this is where they want him to go, this wide open section of the field. But Kelce decides to settle. This ball's thrown where he expects him to be, should have been an interception. So when they're not on the same page, opportunities are there, and you got to capitalize on them. Now let's go back to the running game, and I said you have to do what? You have to focus on your keys. Each defender has to know what they're supposed to look at and where it goes and believe what they see. Now, you can see too much of Kelce, and this is exactly what happens to the Jets. In the couple of plays here, you're getting a simple play fake out at the top, Mahomes at the top of his drop. You have three defenders all around Kelce, right? So they're collapsing this, they're worried that the ball's gonna go here, but then you forget about the running back here. And the Chiefs aren't looking to put 50, 60 yards on a play. They're just looking to move the chains, and that's what they're doing. Getting their athletes the ball in space, get them one-on-one. The linebackers and the safeties, they're late to get there, overrun the play, and they're able to move the chains. So if you're watching Kelce too much, they've got ways to beat you too. All right, another example of just seeing too much Kelce. We've all seen too much Kelce on TV lately, but defenses see too much of him too. You have two defenders here that are focused on Kelce. Watch how this play develops. You have a tight end here, a wide receiver here. Too many guys, too many eyes on Kelce. Both these defensive backs are trying to chase him on the snag route. They don't pick up the third receiver right here. The other tight end, wide open, down the field. Mahomes sees it, easy flip. How does a guy get that wide open? Well, when you have too many eyes on one guy, you let people free. They don't cover decoys. That's what defenses say. So the challenges of stopping Mahomes and Kelce are still there. However, you've got to come up with a plan for Isaiah Pacheco, because if you don't stop him, these Chiefs nowadays, they'll be happy to run the football. You stop that run, you got a fighting chance, and the Vikings can come away with the victory on Sunday afternoon.